Part 7 of Surviving Prison. Okay, y'all, so I think I'm moving a little too fast, so I'm going to back it up a little bit because before I went to Alpha Dorm, the kitchen dorm, I still was in faith-based. I didn't get kicked out until about the third warning, so I would get all these different warnings or whatever. But so I did like 6 months in faith-based before I went to Alpha Dorm because I was still working in the kitchen from faith-based, and that was really like a privilege too because if you're in faith-based, you're not supposed to work in the kitchen. If you're working in the kitchen, you have to be in the kitchen dorm. But I was still able to be in faith-based. At this time, I had done gained my faith back. I ended up going to the prayer circle. I ended up going to the chapel. I just end up trusting God again and thanking Him for basically putting me in this place where I needed to reevaluate myself and get back into my word. So I was still in faith-based. But while I was still in faith-based, I still had the women telling on me because even though I was in faith-based, even though I started joining the circle and doing what I was supposed to do, I still would sneak my onions and bell peppers in there. Like, that's how I wanted to eat my food. So I'm going to sneak it in there. And to be honest, I really feel like it was some of the women was in there, they was hating because they really wanted to have the onions and bell peppers in their food and they wanted to bring it back, but they couldn't because they were so holier than thou and they didn't want to do the wrong thing, so they were hating on me. One day, one of the ladies that was over the circle that's so holier than thou, she asked me, she came to my bunk and was like, hey, if I pay you, you think you can sneak me some onions and bell peppers back? No, not you. You want me to sneak you some onions and bell peppers back? Why? So you can tell on me? But eventually, of course, I end up getting her some onions and bell peppers off of the salad bar or whatever. I didn't get her a whole onion and bell pepper. I got her the chopped up ones off the salad bar or whatever. And I didn't allow her to pay me. I just, was being nice or whatever because I'm a nice person. And I brought her some back. And she was cool. She didn't tell. But that dorm was something else. You couldn't watch TV after a certain time. You couldn't use the phone after a certain time. They were just really, really strict. I eventually started liking the chaplain, Miss Harris. She was so nice or whatever. She took her time with me because she knew that I was struggling with being there and I was struggling with my faith. So she took her time with me and she kind of took me under her wing, the chaplain. She used to be trying so hard with me, y'all. She used to be like, come on, Sierra. I know you got it in you. I know you can do it. Stop being defiant. Stop fighting it. And it was just like, whatever, I don't want to be in here, I don't want to be here. But it seemed like the more I didn't want to be in there, the more she kept me up until it was like the final straw. Like when she found out that I was getting stuff out the kitchen, she was like, you know what, I know what you're doing. I'm not even going to write you up and send you to lock. I'm just going to go ahead and dismiss you at the program. So at this time, now I'm just like, oh my God, no, like I'm sad because I don't want to leave the program because I eventually started loving the program. Now I don't want to leave the program. I want to stay in there. Not to mention, faith-based was kind of like safe. Like you really didn't have to worry about too much that went on the compound because it was just safe in there. It was quiet. It was just like friendly. It was just safe. It was a safe space in there. So now that's when I end up rewinding back. I end up getting moved to Alpha Dorm, which it was smoked out in there. It was just bad in there, y'all. It was so, so bad. Like, y'all, it was the hood. It was so ratchet. Like, I couldn't believe, I'm like, I don't fit in here. Like, I don't belong here. So like I was telling y'all, I was selling stuff on the compound, putting onions, bell peppers. The onions will go between $4 and $5 per onion. The really big ones will be $5 and $6. The bell peppers were $4. The seasoning, we would bag them up in different like gloves. So if you wanted a whole glove, that's like $10, or it's $1. No, a whole glove is $5 because it's $1 a finger. So yeah, I was selling trapping out the kitchen. Now I was never a thief. Like that's not what I did on the outside. I wasn't a booster. I never stole. But how I get in prison and start stealing? Now that's the crazy part. So my friend that was at the reception center with me, I was really happy because she was working in the kitchen too. And so now we reunited and she's in that dorm now. She's in Alpha Dorm. So I'm like, oh my God, like I get a little acclimated to that dorm. One rule in prison, do not get comfortable. You don't get comfortable in no dorm you go in because you're subject to move. They have a move list every week and you never know who's on the move list. The move list was, you would think that you're really getting evicted or something, because you would be so scared that you're getting moved, especially if you get in trouble or they think they know something that you did or anything. Some of the officers was cool, so they'll tell you like who on the move list or whatever. You go to the window and be like, hey, you'll check the move list and see if my name on the move list or whatever. You were praying that you was not on that move list. But anyways, she was in that dorm, so I was kind of happy, like, oh my God, I'm back with my girl. Although I seen her every morning because she worked in the kitchen and she worked on the same shift. So anyway, so it was me, her, and another girl that we had got close to. So we was stealing out the kitchen. We was trapping out the kitchen, selling our products or whatever. Y'all, at this point, you would think that we selling drugs. So this one particular day, we hadn't really got all our stuff. Like, oh my God, I forgot to tell y'all about Miss Thomas. Miss Thomas was a mean old lady. She was a kitchen officer as well. Baby, one thing about it, when Miss Thomas was at work, we could never steal. Miss Thomas will make you pull down your clothes, lift up your bra, everything. You was not stealing with Miss Thomas. There's no way you was getting by with Miss Thomas. You were not stealing out that kitchen if Miss Thomas was at work. So I just had to add that in there. But Miss Thomas was not at work this particular day. So we end up getting all our stuff, seasonings, potatoes, onions, peppers, you name it, we had it. So we went in and put it in the bushes by our dorm. Now, it was some other girls that used to steal too. So they found out where we had put our stash at. By the time we get off work and we go to our stash, it's gone. That's like somebody stealing your drugs. So we like, oh hell no, where our shit? Like, we finna run down now on about our drugs, but our food. So they in the other Alpha dorm, which was right across from us. So we know who it is because y'all the only ones kind of knew where we had our stuff at. So we knocking on the door, whatever. We had a cool officer in there at the time. He ended up buzzing the door and he let us in. So we like running up on the girls like, hey, what's up? Where our stuff at? We know y'all got it. They try to like, oh, we ain't got it. Nah, where is our food? Like, we put it in these bushes and we know y'all got it. Hey y'all, I know y'all missed me. Part 8 of Surviving Prison. So as I was saying, we had them ran in the dorm on the girls about stealing our onions, bell peppers, and all the stuff that we had in the bushes. Well, once the officer figured out what was going on at the time and seen that we was going to get ready to fight and he seen a lot of commotion going on, he immediately called for backup and like told us to hurry up and get out the dorm or we going to lock. So of course we walked out the dorm and we left. The next day, they were on PM shift. We were on AM shift. So apparently they had couldn't get their stuff out of the kitchen that day, and so they left their stuff behind and hid it. We found it on our shift and we stole their shit. So they had spaghetti noodles, elbow noodles, bleach, pudding, and rice. So we got their stash. So now it's like a war. We feuding. They mad because we done got them back. So basically now they telling the officers and stuff like, hey, they stealing, like snitching and shit. So for like a week straight, when we got ready to leave work, we would get searched extra hard now. So like we had to take like a week off or whatever, and we couldn't steal because they was really on us, like watching us and just patting us down extra hard now. So since then, the following week, we end up pushing our stuff out the swill. So therefore, it was a swill window, and that's where people push their trays in once they done eating or whatever, and you got somebody at the window collecting the trays. So when they will call our dorm for breakfast, I would find somebody that I knew in my dorm that I could pay to say, hey, when you come to breakfast, grab my stuff. I'm gonna push it out the swill window, and they'll take it for me. So they wouldn't stop at no kind of motion. Like, one thing about it, it's ways around everything. Eventually, we end up getting another food director, which her name was Miss O. When I tell you she was hell, so she kind of tried to stop us from stealing, basically. Like, she really, really was on our ass. But she was so mean and nasty. She used to try to have us scrub walls, floors, like do all kind of stuff. That's when I really started to hate the kitchen. Like, I really hated the kitchen. I tried to do everything to get out the kitchen. Even though I was making money, it was cool or whatever, but I was just like, I don't like this kitchen. I got to get out of this kitchen. I want another job. Like, but it seemed like I could never get out of the kitchen no matter what I tried. And y'all, I tried some shit. I psyched out. So one day I psyched out because I told them if they put me back in the kitchen with Miss O, I'm gonna throw her in the pot. I'm gonna cook her, I just said all kind of stuff to try to get out, and I was in psych mode, so they believed me. So they took me out of the kitchen for maybe 2 weeks. After them 2 weeks, next thing I know, I'm back on the work call list and I'm back in the kitchen. I even fell out the bed to say I done broke my ankle and everything. Done went to the hospital just to get out the kitchen. They always took me out the kitchen for a little while and put me right back. I used to call my mama for every little thing. Anything that the officer said to me, anything that they did, anything, I called my mama, and guess what she did? She called Tallahassee, because when you call Tallahassee, basically, that's the whole DOC department. Like, they like the upper people. So they're gonna call the prison and try to figure out what's going on and investigate, because they used to try to treat you like you ain't got family, like you don't got people that love you. My mama love me, and she gonna make sure just because I'm in prison, I ain't gotta get treated like a dog. So they would get mad, like the lieutenants and stuff, and would call me like, oh, your mama called Tallahassee, oh, mama's girl, stuff like that, and did. So again, they took me out the kitchen for about a month this time, but I eventually always go back to the kitchen. It's crazy. Like, they just did not want me to get out that kitchen. And Miss O used to terrorize us. One day she came in there, she was so upset because she couldn't find the stuff. Like, she knew that we were stealing that day, and she couldn't find the stuff that we had done stole. So she came in there, she started taking everybody's jackets off the rack. She just started throwing them on the floor, stomping on them, putting them in like a puddle of water. I mean, it was that bad. The kitchen was bad, y'all. Even though you got to get stuff out of the kitchen and still, it's bad. It was so bad, though, to the fact that Miss O was so mad one day, she went to the classifications and told classifications to take, she want me personally out of her kitchen because she could not catch me stealing, and she knew I was stealing, so she personally wanted me out of the kitchen. She told them I was a liability. Please get Sierra out of my kitchen because she's a liability. I know she's stealing. I can't catch her, but she's stealing all the stuff out of the kitchen. She's the one selling the stuff on the compound, but they couldn't prove it. So it hadn't got so bad to they would come to Alpha Dorm all the time and do shakedowns. So when they do shakedowns, but I never kept nothing in my locker. I had an extra locker. I would pay this girl to keep my stuff in her locker. All my stolen goods, I'm paying somebody to put it in their locker, because when we do a shakedown, I don't want nothing caught in my locker and I'm going to law. And when you get people like that, that means she ain't really get a lot of commissary and stuff like that. So she was cool with, hey, I keep it in my locker. If you paying me, I keep it in my locker. I'm getting her $10 a week. And I'm giving her some of the stuff out of the kitchen, but I'm giving her $10 off of commissary a week. So it was nothing to get my stuff and put it in another locker. So I never got caught with the shakedown. I did get caught one time with bleach because they didn't give us bleach, so we had to steal the bleach out of the kitchen because I didn't send my stuff to laundry. I was never sending my uniforms to laundry or my linen to laundry. I had a person that did my linen. She washed my sheets every Saturday, and I paid her like $5 to $7 every Saturday. And of course, the sheets white, so I need bleach. So I always kept me some bleach. And then we had like bubble orderlies, and they would get bleach too. But the bubble orderlies was so stingy, they didn't even want to give us extra tissue. They gave people extra tissue who they fuck with, but if they ain't really fuck with you like that, they wouldn't give you extra tissue. That was crazy. So this is kind of where stuff started getting real crazy for me. So I'll put this out here, a little small disclaimer. If I was on the free world, I would have never, ever even thought about talking to this guy. But anyways, so I had ended up seeing an officer or whatever, the same cool officer that had kind of like buzzed us in when we was running down on the girls about our stuff. This is the officer that I kind of started liking, and he was flirting with me too. So I was like, oh, I'm finna get him, because if you get close to an officer, I'm finna get him to start bringing me some free world stuff in. So it was a girl that I was kind of close to from Orlando or whatever, and I took her under my wing, used to call her my little sister or whatever, look out for her, etc. And so she knew that the guy was flirting with me or whatever, so I started making her like my lookout for when he come to the, like when he was in the bubble, and late nights when I want to get up out my bed when everybody supposed to be asleep, I'm going to the bubble and I'm just talking to him. So she was kind of like looking out, or if, because he worked graveyard shift, or if he was in our bubble in our dorm and I would sleep, she would come and wake me up and be like, hey, your people in the bubble, so I can go in the hallway and talk to him or whatever. So she was kind of my lookout. Me and him was kind of like talking for about a good 6 months gotta be before things ended, and they ended because of her. People always backstab me. Yeah, I know. So one day, it was close to my birthday, so therefore I'm finna get ready to have visitation because my birthday come and my mama coming to see me for my birthday. She worked in the kitchen too, and she ended up getting into an argument that led into a fight. So she basically wanted me to help her, and I'm like, girl, I'm not finna help you fight this girl. Like, I'm telling her to chill out, like, it ain't that serious, like, chill out, because I'm not helping you fight this girl, because I'm not missing my visitation. My mom already said she coming to see me for my birthday. I'm not missing my visitation, so you need to chill out. But she still proceeded, and she wanted to fight the girl, and the girl beat her ass, and she got mad because I didn't help, so she ended up going to law. Stay tuned. Part 9 of Surviving Prison. So like I was telling y'all, I was messing with this officer. He would flirt with me, I would flirt back, and we just was kind of feeling each other. So we started talking. We started talking, and I wasn't gonna start talking to him for free. Like, what's up? What can you bring me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you on a free roll, I'm in here. So you can have anybody, but you want to talk to me? So I'm gonna work him. So he would bring in like little roll-on perfumes or whatever. He would bring in makeup, food, like anything that I asked him, he would bring in. Cigarettes was the main thing. So he would bring in cigarettes, and I started selling cigarettes. Because that's what the compound wanted, cigarettes and drugs. But I would sell cigarettes. So like a little tiny little piece, like just like my nail size, that right there will go for $3. A whole cigarette, one Newport short, that's going for $30. So I made my money off of cigarettes. I was still working in the kitchen, hustling out the kitchen, but I was making my money off of cigarettes. Them cigarettes was going. They buying them cigarettes. They don't give a damn. They want them cigarettes. Because, mind y'all, they used to sell cigarettes back in the days, but they stopped selling them. I don't know why they took them off canteen or whatever, but they used to sell cigarettes back in the day. They stopped selling them. So I got cigarettes. I'm finna sell them for what I want to sell them for. I'm talking about, y'all, people will call home, have their people cash out my people, Apple Pay, whatever. Them cigarettes were selling. Got me? So I sold the cigarettes on the compound, and I would sell like little pieces, like real little small pieces for $5. So a whole cigarette was $30. If you wanted one Newport, that's $30. But if you want a little small piece or whatever, that was $5. So I'm making my money, like, I'm still kind of hustling out the kitchen, but I'm really making my money off the cigarettes because these cigarettes are really going. He ended up bringing, like, liquor, like, if I wanted, like, me and my girls want to drink on holidays. Like, I only asked him to bring, like, liquor on holidays. So, like, Christmas, Thanksgiving, stuff like that. Like, white liquor, tequila, and stuff like that. He would bring in water bottles. Brown liquor, he would bring in like tea, sweet tea, or like peach tea or something like that. That would be the brown liquor. And we would get lit, like just me and my girls or whatever, and we wouldn't let nobody know. Like, we was goofy as fuck. Like, you know how when you get drunk you be goofy as fuck and stuff like that. So people used to be like, what is wrong with them? Like, what's going on? They never knew. But yeah, we used to get so lit. Like, I had the plug on my team, so I mean, why not? So eventually, of course, if he bringing all this stuff in, of course he wants something out the deal. But let me tell y'all, promise pussy is the best pussy. And what I mean by that is, every time he was like, oh, what's up with, you know, when we gonna do that or whatever, I used to be like, oh, I'm on my period. But when I get off my period, I promise I'm gonna give you some. Oh, I don't feel good, but I promise when I get better, I'm going to give you some. Or just every time I had an excuse, but I promise I'm going to give you some. And he just went for it. Just dumb. So I'm hustling, making my money. Anything I asked for, this man brought me. Free real food, like if whatever lunch he had for that night or whatever he brought in, he made sure that I got it. And I used to share with the girl and all, like I'm giving her some, like he putting it in like a container and stuff, and I'm putting it in my locker. So you know, the next day I'm giving her some, like I'm warming it up and just giving her some, you know, just looking out for her, because that was my little sus. That's what I'm calling her, little sus. Child, so when she goes to confinement for the fight, apparently she done told another officer that me and this officer talking. Oh my God, here go the shit. But before then, so people be arguing on the trays. So like the trays that we feed confinement, when we're in the kitchen, we get them back, like confinement trays, we get them back so we can wash them and all this and that. So the person that's in the dish room, people argue all the time. Like they argue in confinement on the trays, like to each other, people that's in confinement. So they be reading the trays, like the people that's in the dish room, they read the trays. So somebody called me like, hey Sierra, such and such done rolled, like selling out about you on the tray. So I'm like, what she said? So I get back there and I'm reading, like, she like, oh, fuck you, po ass hoe. Po? I feed you. I call your people, but okay. She was like, oh, you must was scared. You couldn't help me fight, but I'm supposed to be your sister. You damn right. I was not gonna miss my visitation from my mama on my birthday. You're right. I did not help you fight. But she was just selling out, like, just going in or whatever. So I end up finding out that she the one, because she was mad at the time, told another officer that I was talking to him. I found out because his friend, which was his coworker, she ended up knocking on my bunk about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, telling me to get up and step outside, which means step in the hallway. So when I step in the hallway, she tried to check me, y'all. She was like, what's up with you and officer such and such? You around here telling people that y'all talk? So I'm like, huh? She like, and she was so ghetto. She was like, don't motherfucking harm me. You know what the fuck going on? Are you telling people that you and such talk? I was like, I don't even know who that is. She was like, oh, you know who it is. He being here on this such and such shift. And I'm like, who is that? I'm playing dumb, like, I don't know this officer. It's a million officers. I don't know this officer. So she was like, you can play dumb all you want to, but I know you telling people because your friend done ratted you out. So I'm like, who is my friend? She like, blah, blah, blah. And she in confinement. So she done ratted you out. So I'm going to let you know right now, if you going around telling people that you talk to him, end that shit right now, because you ain't finna get my motherfucking friend fired. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, this is too much. So I'm still denying it. I'm like, I don't know who your friend is, but yeah. And tell her to keep my name out her mouth, because I ain't talking to no officer. And if I was talking to an officer, I ain't telling nobody. So she ended up letting me go back to my bunk or whatever. But now I'm fire hot, because I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, why would she do that? Next day, I'm in the library and I see officer sergeants or some sergeants and officer come in there or whatever. I'm not like really paying them no mind, but they come up to me and tell me, hey, Sierra, they call you by your last name, but they say, Sierra, cuff up. Cuff up. What did I do? So I'm like, what did I do? They're like, we'll explain it later. Cuff up. So I turn around, put my hands behind my back, because that means cuff up. So they end up taking me to the investigator lady, and she started questioning me. She like, hey, Miss such and such, I'm going to just say my first name because I don't want to say my last name, even though y'all might know. But anyway, so she called me Sierra. Hey, are you talking to officer such and such? I'm like, no, ma'am. I don't know who that is. She like, so you don't know who officer such and such is with the pretty eyes and the beautiful voice, because he's the same. So I'm like, no, I don't know who that is. She like, okay, well, it seems like you want to play dumb. We know who it is. We know you know who it is. But okay, cool. So she like, well, so now I'm giving the officers the permission right now to go ahead and search your locker. If they search your locker, are they going to find anything? So I'm like, no, they ain't going to find nothing. Child, they goes and ramshack my locker, y'all. They looking through my composition books, notebooks, everything you can think of. Mind y'all, I been got rid of the card that he had ended up giving me, but they go through every single thing. Like, oh, it was just so embarrassing. Like, because people in the dorm like, what is going on? So, I end up going to Locke because they put me under investigation. Now, mind y'all, they went and got him too, and they put him under investigation after they interviewed him and asked him, hey, do he know inmate Sierra? Is he messing with her? Blah, blah, blah. He denied everything too. But, of course he denied anything. But anyway, so he ended up getting suspended for a while. I was in Locke for about 45 days. Worst 45 days of my sentence in my life. Mind y'all, when you're in confinement, you use the phone once a week. you come out, you in that dorm, you in that cell for 23 hours a day. You come out one time a day to go to rec, but you're still like caged up. So you can see other inmates that's in confinement. We all in cages, and we can talk to each other in those cages, but that's it. You come out 23 hours, you come out 1 hour a day, but you're locked up 23 hours a day. And you get to use the phone one time. So I think it was like on Thursdays. It go by your last name. So I used the phone on Thursdays. And I called my mama because my mama was worried. And when I got to talk to her, she was just like, why you ain't been calling me? So I'm telling her, like, hey, I'm in confinement. So she like, what you done did? Like, why are you in confinement? I'm like, I don't know. They say I'm talking to an officer. They got me under investigation. I ain't talking to no officer. I don't know what they talking about. So now my mama pissed. Like, I'm finna call Tallahassee. Here you go, Tallahassee. I'm finna call Tallahassee. Cause what's going on? You talk to an officer. They don't got proof that you talk to the officer. Then they need to let you the fuck out. Like, what the fuck going on? Blah, blah. Sorry for the wait, y'all. I know y'all finna kill me because y'all been waiting. But this is part 10 of Surviving Prison. So at this point, I'm still in lock. I'm still under investigation. Even after my mama called Tallahassee, there was nothing that my mom was able to do to save me. And that's what I had to realize during this whole sentence, that I can't keep calling on my mama. My mama can't save me from everything, especially when I'm wrong. I felt like my mama was Superwoman. Like, she can save me from anything. Like, she can do anything. She's my superhero, which I still feel like that. But when I'm wrong, I'm just wrong. So I'm still in lock. I did about 43 days. And on the 43rd day, they came back and they said, like, they didn't find anything. Of course, y'all wasn't going to find anything because I'm smarter than that. Duh. So basically, they can't keep me in lock under what another inmate said. Like, if they don't have proof, they got to let me go. So that was the 43rd day. So once y'all done came and told me that, okay, like, what's up? Like, I'm knocking on the door, like, hey, pressing the button, hey, what time I'm getting out of here? Like, if the investigation over, baby, like, let me out of here. They really, like, felt like I was talking to the officer. So they took their time, like, all day. They kept me in there all day. I'm still asking, like, what's going on? I ain't eating lunch. I ain't taking no another shower. Like, I'm ready to get out of here and get back on the compound. Child, they waited until after master roster count, 10 p.m. to let me out and go back to a regular dorm. I was so pissed. Like, I was so mad because I knew they was fucking with me. They was fucking with me. They really did not want to let me out. So they let me out and I end up going back to Alpha dorm, but the other side. Now I'm really mad because I want to go back to my same dorm. You know, like I said, never get comfortable in prison because you're subject to move at any time. But I had already had my people over there and stuff like that. So, like, I want to go back to my same dorm. Child, they put me in another dorm and I was just so mad. But the first thing I do was, like, trying to look for him, like, where he at. Mind y'all, he's still under investigation, so he's still suspended. He's not at work. I'm really mad because now my money cut off. Like, I ain't got no cigarettes to sell. I ain't even got no perfume to smell good. Like, what's tea? Like, I was so mad. So, of course, they put me back in the kitchen. So now I'm back working in Hell's Kitchen, and I'm really mad because, like, I don't want to be in the kitchen. Like, but I'm in the kitchen because now I'm finna, get my hustle on. And might I add, I was hustling because that's just in me. I'm a hustler regardless. In prison, out of prison, I'm a hustler, so I'm always make my money. But I did not have to. Of course, my mama made sure I had money at all times. And I had friends that sent me money too. So I did not have to do it, but that's just in me. So I just wanted to add that. So I'm back in Hell's Kitchen. Of course, the whole compound know what's going on. So I get back in the kitchen. Everybody asks me, like, damn, what happened? They say, oh, girl told on you or whatever. Mind you, she's still in lock. I never saw her in lock because we don't get to see, like, the other inmates that's in lock. So I never saw her. But anyway, so everybody like, oh, girl told on you. And I was just, like, telling everybody, like, I don't know what that was about. Like, I ain't never talked to no officer. I don't know, I don't know. So fast forward a little bit, maybe like a week after I got out of lock, he was able to come back to work because, of course, they didn't find anything. So they tried their hardest to never put him in any dorm that I stayed in. Like, if I was in Alpha, he was not able to work in Alpha. So that ain't stopping nothing. So, of course, like, I got cool officers all around the compound. So, he worked in other dorms or whatever, and I would just go sneak in other dorms just to talk to him. And, he said, like, hey, your people told, she said that we was talking, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's how it got out, which we already knew that. So now he just basically saying, like, we just got to keep this shit on the wraps. Like, you can't really be coming over here like that. I'ma still look out for you, but we just got to kind of, like, keep this shit on the hush, especially till it blow over. But he ended up bringing more cigarettes or whatever. I was still selling cigarettes on the compound. It kind of slowly faded away because he became sergeant. Now, when he became sergeant, everything was cool. He was never in the dorms like that no more because sergeants don't really work in the dorms. So I would see him in the past in like Breezeway. He would come in the kitchen sometimes just to make jokes or just to talk to me, just to look at me and just shit like that. When this nigga became lieutenant, he became lieutenant after sergeant. Baby fed me dust. Okay? He didn't look my way. He didn't talk to me. I guess now you want to take your job serious, so you ain't fucking with me at all. Like, he a white shirt. Like, he looked at me like I was a peasant. Okay? So now I'm feeling some type of way. I'm mad because, like, what's up? Every time I see you don't speak to me no more, like, I'm like, good morning. Like, he'll throw his hand up, hey, how you doing? Like, very formal. And I'm just like... So now I done ran out of cigarettes. I ain't got cigarettes no more. I ain't got perfume. So now I'm tearing little perfume samples out the magazines and shit just so I can smell good. Like, I'm going downhill now. Like, I'm mad because like I'm that girl on the compound. Like, I got perfume. I'm always smelling good. Like, I got cigarettes. People asking me for cigarettes. Like, they got the money on deck and I ain't got nothing to get them. Like, I'm mad now. So eventually that whole facade just blew over and I moved along. I was the book lady. When I say book lady, I always read books. My cousin, she ordered me lots and lots of books. Like, I kept all the new books, all the good series that everybody wanted to read, I had. So, I used to rent my books out. You want to borrow my book? Because everybody like, oh, the new book, the Ethics series. The Ethics series was the shit. Everybody wanted to read that. So they like, oh, the Ethics series came out. Sierra got the book. I'm always on the call out for a book. So they like, Sierra got all the books. I had even some of the officers that like to read, they was even borrowing books. So I would charge to rent my book size is $5. And you get to hold it for a week. If you ain't read it in a week, then hey, I need my book back. So I end up renting it out to somebody and they end up spilling something in the book or either tore a page, something like that. So basically when they gave it back, they was just trying to apologize about, damaging the book. So as they're apologizing, I'm just like, okay, that's going to cost you. Like, I need you to replace my book. So like I said, I'm going to always have me a hustle. Well, some of the girls in there, the Caucasian girls especially, they had sugar daddies. And so I would see them like getting lots of money on their books from the sugar daddies. And I'm just like, I want me a sugar daddy. What's he? So I asked one of the girls about like, hey, how y'all got sugar daddies? Like, how y'all met them or whatever. They know y'all in prison. They like, yeah, it's a website. So I get the information and I call at this time my favorite cousin. Like, she was there for me. When I tell you this girl like was my ride or die. Like, anything I needed, money on my books, money on the phone, ordering me books, whatever. She was there. Like, that's my girl. She really did all my time with me and I'm forever grateful for her. Like, I love her so, so, so dearly because she didn't have to do that time with me, but she did that time with me. Anyways, moving forward, I gave her the website. I was like, girl, this the website. Like, sign me up. Like, get me a sugar daddy. So she gets on the website. She like, oh, okay, well, it costs such and such. I pay for it, but they want pictures of you. So I'm like, oh, my God. Like, I got to put my picture on there? So she like, yeah, girl, you got to put 2 pictures on there. So I'm like, okay, well, go on my Facebook and pick 2 pictures. Pick my best pictures or whatever. So she put 2 pictures on there of me. When I tell you, within that first day, I had messages like, I was kind of like, wait a minute, like, I didn't understand why would men on the outside want to be a pen pal sugar daddy to somebody that's in prison. So at this point, I get 2 of them. I pick 2 of them or whatever, and I just see who the best one. So they put money on their phone. They added me on JPay. Part 11 of Surviving Prison. So now I got 2 sugar daddies, a Caucasian and a black. So they put money on their phones. they had added me on JPay where they could write me, text me basically or whatever. So they started asking like, well, okay, the first one, I was talking to him more, which was the black one. I started talking to him more. He started asking like, "Oh, can you send me pictures?" Um, he basically started like he wanted to be with me, outside of prison, asking can he fill out a visitation form to come see me, yada yada yada. So me being me, like, no, like I'm doing this for fun to pass time and to get your coin. Like, so I'm like, I'm restricted from visitation. I can't have visitation. So that was that on that. As far as sending pictures, of course I would get on the kiosk or whatever and take a little picture with my tablet or whatever and send it to him so I can get the coin. I was telling them whatever they wanted to hear for me to get that money. So he just basically like he was just getting too invested. Like he really like started liking me for real. And it was kind of weird because I'm just like, sir, you don't even know me. Like I'm in prison. Like what do you want with an inmate? This particular one, he started like wanting me to like meet his kid. He would put his kid on the phone, saying like, "This your new stepmommy." Um, he would send me pictures of him and his kid. He even was talking about like wanting to marry me, and I'm just like, oh my god, like his money wasn't even that good for me to be like playing along with it because he was the type to kind of like send 75 one week, 100 the next week. Like he wasn't like sending big money. So I eventually like faded off from him because I was just like, he ain't really got no money like that, and your conversation starting to bore me. So the Caucasian one, now that's the one. Oh, that was the one who was sending the money for real. So he was sending me like 500 at a time. Like mind you, we can only spend $100 every week. $100 once a week. So my book's loaded because he's constantly sending like 500 this week, 400 this week, 500. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, I end up started cutting checks home. So now my mama, like her antennas raised, like, where's this money coming from? Because now she thinking I'm doing something illegal. She like, you better not be doing anything in there illegal. Sending me this money. So I'm like, girl, pipe down. It's not illegal. My sugar daddy sending me this, and basically I'm cutting the checks home so I can have money for when I come home. So now they bring me in the office for questioning. Like they checking my JPay messages, trying to figure out, why the man sending me money. Now I feel like they listening to my phone calls because I can kind of hear when they hear like listening in on your phone calls. It's kind of like a beep noise. So now they listen to my phone calls. So I'm just like, oh my god, like they instead of fucking with me, y'all. When I tell y'all, even though my story may sound like, oh, she was living her life in prison, I kind of my life was still hard in there because they made it so hard because they was hating so bad on me. The officers, the upper people, like they really made my time so hard because they always fuck with me. So anyways, they was asking like, hey, why are you getting this kind of money sent in or whatever? You only can spend $100. So what's going on? So I was basically telling them like, that's my boyfriend. He's sending me, money. He want to make sure I'm straight. He just stacking my books up. So basically they had to put a cut on my account basically where he wasn't able to send in no more money. But again, there's ways around everything. So all I did was get somebody that I trust, a girl that really kind of like she didn't really get much money, but she got money. The same girl that will hold my stuff in her locker. So I got her information or whatever, and basically I told her like, okay, he's sending 500, I'm gonna give you 100. So she kept it solid or whatever. I was able to put money on her books, or he was able to put money on her books or whatever, and I was able to still have her cut checks to my mama. I honestly think that I'm maybe like part of the reason why they got the system how they got it now. So how it is now in DOC, you can no longer send money to anybody that's not on your visitation list. You can't cut money home if they're not on visitation. So anyway, so they ain't stopped nothing. I was still getting money. But now this man wanna come see me. So of course they basically like, hey, we getting you my money, our money. We want to see you. So I'm just like, oh my God. So what I'm gonna tell him? I end up telling him the same thing. My visitation suspended. I can't get visitation because I don't want to see y'all. Hey, you can visit me on the kiosk. Like we can do a video visitation. So that's what we would do. We would start our video visitation, and he was so in love. Like it was just creepy, but I still did what I had to do to get my coin. So moving back a little bit, y'all know my mama had called Tallahassee about me being under investigation when I was in law. So during that time when she did that, she also asked for to speak to upper people or whatever. So um I can get out the kitchen. So they finally removed me out the kitchen, and at this point, I'm thinking that they removed me out the kitchen for good now because I was out of the kitchen for a good 2 months, and I became a houseman, like where I work in a dorm and clean up or whatever. So now I got people that work in the kitchen that I know that I'm cool with, but now I gotta buy my stuff out of the kitchen now. Now I ain't selling nothing on the compound, but I don't care because I got a sugar daddy that's making sure I'm straight. So I don't need to steal out the kitchen. And I got good money now, so I'm like, hey, like let me get an onion, let me get blah blah blah. So mind y'all, I buy an onion and I make 2 onions and a stick of butter from one of the girls on PM shift. Child, she had done gave me the 2 onions and the butter, right? That same day, she ended up going to law. Now, y'all, I know the rules in prison. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pay regardless. But you ain't finna get nothing out my locker. You write me a list and I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to get what you want. But you're not finna take out of my locker. So she's in lock for about 60 days. I'm thinking that she done got shipped from the compound because I never seen her. Like I'm asking people like, wait, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, anybody seen such and such? And they like, nah, I think she got shipped. So everybody kind of telling me she got shipped. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, you know what I'm saying? So that's her loss. You done got shipped. Come to find out, she didn't get shit. She just had a long time in law. So when she finally get out of law, she comes to me basically like, hey, where my stuff at? So I'm like, okay, no problem. Like, just write me a list and I'ma go to the store tomorrow to get it. She tells me I ain't waiting to know tomorrow. I want my shit today. Like, what's in your locker? So I'm like, it don't matter what's in my locker because whatever in my locker, mine. Like, you're not getting anything out of my locker. I will go to the store and get what you want. So she basically like running down on me like she ain't waiting till tomorrow. So I'm telling her you ain't got no choice but to wait till tomorrow because you ain't getting out of prison. Out of lock thinking you finna run down on some shit when you did 60 days. Basically, I'm thinking you gone. But it's really your loss. Like you went to law and then get your shit before you went to law. So I'm being courteous enough to still like say I'm gonna pay my debt. Child, she was not letting it go or whatever. They end up moving her in the same dorm where I was. So when she come moving her shit in the dorm, she comes like, "Hey, you got my stuff," and I'm like, "I just saw you earlier. Like it's the same thing. Like I'm gonna go to the store tomorrow as soon as you give me your list, but you're not getting nothing out my locker." So she going around the dorm telling other people like, "Hey, Sierra owe me, and she ain't trying to pay me." So I hear like little chit chat going around the dorm, and I'm just like, "That's fucked up," because anybody know me, like I'm gonna pay my shit. Like I ain't gonna never owe nobody. So that was like really bothering me. But then I hear her sitting at the kiosk with another girl, basically like plotting on like she gonna fight me. So now I'm just like, what? Like this bitch gonna fight me over an onion? Hey, my beautiful TikTok family. I miss y'all. I know y'all miss me. I am finna get ready to drop part 12. I see y'all asking like what's going on. Y'all be complaining so much to it's so funny because when I drop it at night, y'all be like, oh, we've been waiting all day. When I drop it in the morning, y'all be like, oh, we at work. What y'all want from me? Like, what do y'all want? Nevertheless, it's my time, and whatever time I decide to drop them, and I'm not being rude or funny, but whenever I drop them, I will drop them, and I hope y'all, enjoy them. But overall, this prison story I'm telling because I'm just hoping to help somebody out in the long run. Because after I'm done with these prison stories, I am going to tell y'all, the lesson learned from all of it, and then maybe like life after prison. I do want y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is in my bio because I am gonna start doing like everyday vlogs, like get ready with me, skin routines, just like my everyday life, so y'all can keep up with me. And plus, if TikTok get banned again, I want to keep my little family because I really love y'all. Like I love it over here for real. And I really hate that I am banned from live until February 1st because I really enjoy going live with y'all so y'all can ask me questions because y'all be having questions in the comments and sometimes I can't answer all of them. I do try to engage with y'all and answer some of them, but I can't answer all questions because I be missing some of them. But I will be able to go back live February 1st and Yeah, so until then, make sure your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin, all y'all family members, husband, wives, whatever, following me. Make sure y'all follow me. We are trying to get to 10K by Friday. I'm almost there, so make sure y'all help your girl out and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here's part 12 of Surviving Prison. So, like I was telling y'all in the last part, the girl wanted to fight me by the 2 onions and the butter because she went to lock for 60 days and I thought she left the compound. And I just straight up told her that you wasn't getting nothing at my locker. I will go to the store and get what you want, but I'm not giving you nothing at my locker. And that's just what it was. She talked her shit and kept going on and on for the whole day. You know, we didn't end up doing anything. The next day, I hadn't seen her or whatever. She ended up going back to work in the kitchen. Mind you, I'm out of the kitchen right now, so I'm in the dorm all day. She waited until I got in the shower. Child, I'm in the shower, butt booty naked, washing myself. You know, you get in the shower with shower slides. So she waits till I'm in the shower. This lady come in the shower. Mind y'all, she was a little stud. But that didn't matter. But anyway, she waits till I get in the shower, child. And she coming in like, yo, what's up? Like, put her sit up, what's up? So I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm finna have to fight naked. When I tell you this lady hit me in my shit so hard. Oh, I'm fire hot now. Because we in there tussling. Like, I'm slipping and sliding. She got on her sneakers in there. Cause mind you, she prepared. Like she came to fight. I'm in there showering. I got my head down when she first came in there. And I'm washing my face or whatever. So my face is down. And she came in there and was just like, what's up? So we slipping and sliding because I got on slides, on shower slides. Oh my God. When I tell you the bitch got the best of me. She got the best of me. I ain't even gonna sit here and hold you. She got the best of me. So now you got people coming in the shower, breaking it up. Like, y'all stop. The people coming, police coming. Oh no, I'm mad as fuck now because first of all, you caught me while I was sleeping. Like, you caught me while my head was down. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could have just, shot that shit fair. Like, when I got out the shower, or we could have went in the shower when I was done. I could have put on my sneakers so I can keep my balance so I can fight you right. So, end up getting broke up or whatever. And, we got the shower or whatever. Like everything was cool. We went back to our bunks because the police had them came in there. It was count time, baby. After count, oh, it was on. It was on. I ain't give a no fucks. The whole time while I'm waiting to count finish, I'm sitting on my bed like I'm shaking, like my nerves so bad. I'm shaking. I'm mad as fuck. My adrenaline pumping. Like I got that motherfucking lock. I put it in the sock. I was turning it around because I was ready. I was so mad I was ready. Soon as I heard count clear, I got up. I had my sneakers on, laced up. I went and knocked on her bum. Hey, what's up? Come on, meet me back in the shower. She like, I ain't meet you back in the shower. Meet me back in the shower. We gonna fight right here and right now. Meet me back in the shower. So she like, oh, okay, pussy asshole. You want another round? Like, bitch, you ain't just beat me up now. Now, let's be clear. You didn't just beat me up. But okay, so we goes back in the shower. I beat the dog shit out of her ass. When I tell you, snot nose, bitch, blood coming out her motherfucking eye vessel. I was beating the shit out of her with that motherfucking law. Hold on, ever try me like that. About 2 onions and a butter. So it was so bad, we definitely went to lock. Like, people came in there trying to break it up again, but by then, officers came and they took us to lock. Now, I was embarrassed because when they came to take us to lock, the man that I used to talk to, the lieutenant now, he comes down there, he asking like, what's going on, why y'all was fighting or whatever. People telling them that we fighting about an onion and some butter out the kitchen. Oh my God, how embarrassing. So he want to look all disappointed and like, I'm so disappointed in you, Sierra. Like, y'all fighting over butter and onions. It definitely wasn't about no butter and onions. First of all, she ran up on me first. And second of all, it was about my respect. You think that she finna run up on me, get the best of me, and I don't fight back? Are you serious? Yeah, okay. So now we go to lock. When we first go to lock, when you first go to lock, you don't even know how long you're going to be in there. You got to go to sentencing hearing. So I was in there for like 3 days. Then I went to sentencing hearing or whatever. People, they must be was asking what happened or whatever, because when I went to see the officer for the hearing, they basically had done told the officer, well, the officer told me that they heard that the girl had, ran up on me first or whatever. And I was basically protecting myself. But being that I didn't call our officer and wave my hand like like I was really gonna do that. I still had to do some time. So they only gave me 30 days. She had got another 60 days. I think she ended up getting shipped from the compound because I never seen her after that when we got out of lock. Well, when I got out of lock. So during these 30 days, I'm just like, oh, not again, y'all. When I tell y'all, lock is so depressing because, again, you don't come out the dorm. Like, you don't come out of that cell. You in the cell by yourself for 23 hours a day locked down. You come out one time a day for 1 hour. You get to see, people that walk the compound, but you can't say shit and they better not say nothing to you because they getting in trouble then. And then you can get some extra days in there. So all you can do is look like a caged animal. So, of course, like I said, we only use the phone in there one time a week. If I'm calling anybody, I'm calling either my cousin or I'm calling my mama. Now, the sugar daddy, they had to end up telling me, the people, like some of the officers will come down and be like, hey, you need to call such and such because they're calling up here worried about you. Why is this man calling up the prison? Because he haven't heard from me. He haven't heard from me on the tablet, nor have I called him on the phone. So he calling the prison, basically asking them, hey, what's going on with Sierra? Is she okay? I haven't heard from her. This man really thought I belonged to him or something because I'm just like, why would you even be calling like these prisons or these people asking about me? Like they literally telling me your boyfriend calling. They say his name, but then they say, oh, your boyfriend wanting to know like, were you okay? So just give him a call and let him know that you're in confinement. We told him you're in confinement. He's freaking out. He want to know what happened, what you did. So please give him a call. Ain't no need for you to be calling and worry about me, sir. Just still send the funds. During the time though, while I was in lock, he did not send no money or whatever to the girl. And I'm glad he didn't because of course, remember he was sending it to another person's account. So being that I did trust her while I was out, but being that I was locked up in confinement and I wasn't on the compound, I didn't trust that shit. So I was happy that he really did not send the money to her account. That was smart of him. So the whole time I'm in confinement, I just started reading more books. I started making me a little calendar, marking down the days. I just was like, praying, getting a little more closer to God, just trying to get my shit together really because I'm just like, you know what? You keep fucking up. Like, you already in prison. Get your shit together, Sierra. Like, just get it together. So when I did get out, I was still on the way. Mind y'all, I had been signed up for CDL class. They have all kinds of trades in prison. So I had been signed up for the CDL class and I was on a waiting list. I got out of confinement and probably like a week later I was on a call out list for CDL. Nobody but God. So the CDL program was about, I want to say like 8 months. I was only in the CDL program for probably like 3 months. No, I was in there for about 4 months because I was close, like, finishing. So I was in there for about 4 months and I really liked it. And I was like, oh, that's something I think about, really doing or using when I get home. I'm in the dorm with another girl named Sierra and we was cool or whatever. We hung out a lot. But this particular Sierra, she did drugs. I don't do drugs. Never did drugs in no prison. Now, that's where I draw the line at. I don't do no drugs. Oh my God. So they was doing like this little drug call out where apparently see the other Sierra that made the white girl mad and she went and tried to rat her out. And without them checking first, they done called me down there thinking she's talking about me and trying to drug test me. Now mind y'all, they drug test me. And the shit come back positive. I'm like, I know you motherfucking lying because I don't do no drugs. I'm going off. Like, going off. So being that I come back positive, here you go. I gotta go back to lock until they figure out what's going on, get me another test or whatever. So I'm in lock another 10 days before I get let out because they made a mistake. Stay tuned.